All right, everybody, welcome back. This is another Stormgate cast, and I'm Algorithmore. And in this game, we're going to have an IVI, and this playing in the blue Infernal is NyoriE. And NyoriE's opponent also playing Infernal in the red colored trunks. This is Wallace. This is the Conclave of Wallace, and I think he's telling us up front what his strat's going to be, which is a conclave-based strat, it looks like. 2 conclaves to start, and then a shrine. Whereas NyoriE has gone vault into a shrine into another conclave. Or our first conclave, I should say. So this is more standard build, right? We got vault, conclave, with the idea being we're going to build all the units, which in Infernal, that's usually what you're doing. But when you are the Conclave of Wallace, perhaps your goal is to gaunt it up. Make this a gaunt style. Reminds me of Elf. If you're out there, Elf, hope you're doing well. Can't wait to see more games from you. She's a gaunt lover. And I've noticed that some Infernal players have been leaning into the Gaunt play a little bit recently. Maybe not because it's considered to be, the best. The meta, obviously, having both Gaunts and Brutes is usually considered better. But I think it's just to practice the style. Maybe even anticipating that there might be more Brute changes coming in the future. So get practice with the Gaunts. And then what I hear from Elf and other Gaunt lovers is that they are much more microable than certain other units, especially when you have Reaper's Rush. So that might be the idea here, is have a more microable unit. We have a third base coming up for NyoriE here, whereas Wallace has thrown down a third shrine at the double Therium here. He's going to have really good Therium income, which is probably going to help given that he's going Conclave. Gaunts, of course, taking Therium. We see our Ritual Chamber going down now with its new D20 on the top. Whoever's in there is probably playing Dungeons and Dragons. Seems like a very
Dimensional
infernal
rift
game.
detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
Okay, first Stormgate up, and it's up in the top left. This looks like it might be in NyoriE's corner. I like how they say the Stormgates are all equidistant from each player. Well, that's not exactly true.
A Stormgate has appeared.
It might be equal distance or roughly equal distance from the main, but as soon as buildings get on the map, the that changes. Now, NyoriE was closer to the Stormgate, but NyoriE's like, I'm going in. I'm coming to attack. And Wallace like, yeah, well, I wasn't going for the Stormgate either. I got a bunch of gods here, and that's what I'm talking about, micro. They haven't taken any damage yet, and they're able to put down a lot of damage on those brutes. And I think NyoriE kind of wisely decided, let me move out here. Let's maybe go for that Stormgate after all. What do you say? One of the lead brutes going over there. And let's see, we're at about half the timer, so he definitely has time to capture it. And again, so far away from Wallace. If Wallace wants to get there now, it's just too late, I think. So this is the furthest away from Wallace. But Wallace could put some damage on. Wallace does know that the Stormgate's being attacked now, so Wallace can do something, but he sees the Stormgate gets captured and decides to go home, I guess. What are we going to see out of the Stormgate? Which one is this? The Shadow Mark. I think that's the one that speeds up all your production. And I'm expecting it might go down here as we see 2 lead vaults. Although, no, it's headed back. Where's it going to go? There's 2 vaults here. But there's even more production here, so maybe he drops it down right in the main. That makes sense. Ooh, what do we got here? Why is the color scheme on that look so cool? I love that. The new dark color. Or maybe that's only with the red. I'm not sure how, whatever it is, it's super cool. New Harbinger. I love all the new graphics. Every time they've made a new graphics update, everything's got more cool. Even when it was just the tree update or the graph update, or the grass update, sorry. Couple phantoms coming out. Effective drop here. Leaves the phantoms behind to try and do some damage, although remember they're timed units, so they're going to very quickly be deleted. It looks like he's using them as a scout now. Getting damage where he can, but of course that building will heal up now. And I don't... Did the Gaunts get the Harbinger? Nope. There it is in the back. Oh, missed the Gaunt, but doesn't want to lose everything, so he pulls the Harbinger back and teleports it home. I think that was a fairly effective drop. But we see the shadow mark effect now here. That's all this sort of glowy orange fire or whatever you want to call it, and it's speeding up the production of each one of these buildings by 40%. That's a pretty good speed up. That means a lot of units coming out of there quickly.
Will activate soon.
And boom, already we're at the second Stormgate timing. Wallace staying on his Conclave tech as he has told us in his name. He's got Weavers though added. Another drop looks like it's going out. And by that I mean there's already a drop over here. A few Gaunts going down from that drop, but this other drop's on its way. And we have 5 Brutes heading to the Stormgate, while an attack is coming into the third here. Really cool play here from NyoriE. Giant flame imps from Wallace. Huge impacts. Now he did sacrifice a lot of imps there to do that, but his force of Gaunts is enough. Now are these 5 Brutes enough DPS for this tier 2 Stormgate? I think so. I think so. And maybe this is NyoriE having done a little math. I know I mentioned this in a previous cast, but we're getting to a point where we are going to have to calculate how many units do I need to send to the Stormgate to capture it before time runs out, or in an efficient amount of time. We have Fiends running across. Now where was that other drop? Here's that other drop here. Drop in this base. Fiends fighting with some gremlins in this space. And we've got a battle in the middle where there's a dragon being surrounded. I don't even know what to focus on now. There's so much action going on. Drop still down in NyoriE's base. These units pretty much surrounded. All the Gaunts being cleaned up, but the dragon's still on the top, able to do whatever it wants. And a ton of Fiends and, Phantoms and Gaunts here, having cleaned up everything in the main, and now they're at the natural doing the same thing, while the force of NyoriE got pushed into the third of Wallace. And what's that going down there? Oh, there is a Vile Lurker, I think that buddy's called, and that is going to take out this base. Now we got Shroudfall. I don't even know who called that. Someone called Shroudfall. We got 2 Infernals here. We are in almost like a base race kind of situation, although it's not really. We don't have full armies and bases. It's just neither has been able to clean up the little harass force that's causing trouble. Finally, some units are going to chase these Gaunts away. Where did the Harbinger got killed? More Harbingers out here. Weavers and Dragons. Nothing in the Harbingers there, but there is a Vile Lurker and a ton of Brutes here. So that's going to be bad news for the ground force here. Oh, a few of them getting picked up in the Harbingers. And just fly away. I guess you just fly away. The dragon's still there. The dragon can still do damage. Couple Gaunts drop out. I did not notice this, but these Fiends managed to clean up this base. Holy moly, both sides here making the caster work today. What is going on? So, and look at this army. There's only like 6 units. I guess the Harbingers are filled up. But these Fiends are threatening to do even more damage. Out come some Gaunts.
A Stormgate will activate soon.
Imps turn to fight. And we're on to the third Stormgate. But boy, both of these bases have been kind of decimated to some extent. Let's do a quick worker count. That's fully saturated here. This one's saturated. Nothing going on here. Nothing here. This is Stormgate number 3. Could make the difference, but this is the first time I think Wallace is going to contest this. Lead Fiends trying to get ahead. Dropping down Weavers. Trying to contest the Stormgate, but also now fighting the army versus army. The curse making it a little hard to see who's who, but it looks like NyoriE's coming out on top here. Flame Imps coming in. Lots of weak brutes. Tried to split. Now they're a bunch of Fiends, but Fiends are pretty good. More Flame Imps. Wow. Flame Imps cleaning up almost everything. Vile Lurker now under attack from the Gaunts. It goes down. And the Stormgate is still contested. Fiends and Gaunts, it's barely been, you know, it's got a little bit of blue on it. And NyoriE might be able to capture it, but back comes the Conclave of Wallace, sorry. And who's gonna get this Stormgate? Wallace is contesting it, but he needs to fight a lot, put a lot of damage down to actually get it. And NyoriE, my bad, trying to get a nice little surround on these units, and he's doing a good job. The Brutes and Gaunts, I mean, they're not super well matched against each other. The Gaunts can kite, but the Brutes, if they can get a little surround with their Fiends, are really good. So it comes down to a micro battle and control. And for the moment, it's Gaunts winning. Gaunts winning. But is this Stormgate's going to run out? There's nothing you can do here. You're not going to win it. Stormgate runs out of time. All we had was just pure battle around the Stormgate, which, honestly, I like it. I like that. More Gaunts here. Are we surprised? I don't think so. Wallace is committed to this tech. This is how he's chosen to play. NyoriE still making the Gaunt and Brute tech kind of work. And this base up, I think, needs to... Okay, there's more. Imps got put back over here. More Imps. We're up to 7 here. So NyoriE is resaturating. Has sent some Fiends over, but Gremlins and Imps fight there. This base is on 4 workers. That doesn't seem adequate. This is on 12. No workers here. And we got 12 workers here. So Wallace, both of them struggling to be on top of their workers. And now NyoriE's saying, hey, I'm going to take this base out. This is one of your mining bases. There's no way Wallace is going to get here in time to stop this from going down. So this is a lost base. And NyoriE pulls back. Wallace almost engages, but his Gaunts are fairly low. And these workers just need to start mining back in the main, I think. Where did they go? They're going for Therium.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
Wallace still staying on another dragon pops. We see those Therium miners go to Luminite. And more Luminite miners rally.
Has appeared.
And ooh, Magmadon's added from NyoriE. Now I think he needs to get speed on those bad boys if he wants to make them have really good connection. Now he's going to get on top of some rallying Gaunts. Those will be cleaned up, and that means he's going to try and get into the production now. Wallace summoning a few Gaunts to deal with the Brutes here. Flame Imps on. Get good impacts. Brutes down here too. Are you going to get some flame on? Or are you dealing with this army over here? His dragon on top, but his Gaunts are running home. These Brutes are getting some kills. Lots of Magmadons in this army. The dragon's up above. It's just focus firing down Gaunts here as best it can. Because once it does, all that's left are ground units that cannot deal with it. These Brutes over here get cleaned up. Gaunts come to join to fight the Shadow Flyers. Wow, really well controlled there to keep the dragon alive. So much action going on this map. I can barely keep track of it, and I'm just trying to watch it. So it's amazing to see these players with their micro and what they've been able to put down in this game so far. This mine just finally mined out. This is crazy economic game too. huge shout out for sending me this game. This is an amazing replay. This Stormgate is about to go down. That's 4th Stormgate, I believe. And I think NyoriE's got every one that was claimed. Dragon and Gaunts in the middle of the map, trying their best. Brutes getting on top of them. Huge flame imps. I didn't even see the imps in the back there. Amazing play. I like this style with the flame imps. I love how they run. They're like, come. Oh! Magmadon's coming in. 1 flame in left. Hugh taking out a huge number of fiends there. Back and forth. This is why those Magmadons need the speed. They're just too slow right now. Nice play with the Gaunts and the Dragon, using the Dragon spells to apply Curse and then suck it up and do massive damage. And then, of course, the Dragon is just uncontested with no anti-air here. These Magmadons are taking up a lot of supply, and it makes it look like NyoriE has a good supply lead here, but they just can't do anything. They aren't able to connect without the speed upgrade. They need that speed upgrade. Is it on the way? It doesn't look like it. But both of them have been starved for resources in different ways. As you can see, NyoriE's got a ton of Ethereum. Oh no! All those phantoms. This might be a good opportunity for me to once again repeat my wish that workers do not create phantoms. How does he have 30 phantoms now? See, this is ridiculous. Even though they're timed units, the amount of DPS they can put down before they disintegrate is immense. Immense. It's why bases like there are only free units here right now, and those free units are destroying this whole base. Looks like they won't get the whole base there. But yeah, so I do believe that maybe we shouldn't be getting phantoms from workers. Or hot take, maybe curse as a mechanic should go away. Stormgate finally captured by Wallace. What's he gonna get? Oh no. Oh no. It's the quadruple dragon trick. Just, you know, if you... Oh, wait a second. 3 dragons versus 4 dragons. There is some simple math that helps us figure that one out. Oh, wait, it's 4 versus 4. My bad. 4 versus 4. Both sides with 4 dragons. Yep, this is an epic replay. Thank you guys for playing this game. This is absolutely ridiculous. But it looks like NyoriE won the ground battle, but Wallace won the air battle? That seems right, I think. Flame on imps. Oh, managing to get on the mag. But how many flame on imps does it really take to take out a Magmadon? I guess we're going to find out. I do love the changes to Flame On that make them more effective. Oh, huge Shadow Flyers coming in. It's kind of what you need to deal with the Air Force of Dragons. Dragons trying to return home to safety of what? Are there Gaunts here? Are there anything here that they can come home to? Shadow Flyers impact. Ooh, this dragon almost going down, but managing to stay alive. Now, if the two, yeah, I think they're heading straight to the wellspring here. There are some fiends, so they're going to see that. But the fiends will get taken out by the dragon. And the dragon is, yeah, putting down some serious healing there at the human camp. Flame on imps. Maybe this is all that you got left. What a scrappy game. It's a 20-minute game. But it's not like they've mined the whole map, because they've having a hard time keeping any bases up. This base is mining, and look right over here. There's a base of NyoriE. Dragon versus ground army. Shadow Flyers show up. Get some good impacts. Gaunt's now. Oh no. More Shadow Flyers on the way. Gaunt's on the low ground. Can they clear out the Shadow Flyers first? They do get a good number of them. That dragon is able to stay alive. The other dragon, full health after hanging out in the wellspring, is coming back.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
And NyoriE's saying, okay, I'm going to go and try and kill, like, this is such a scrappy game. Let me take out your mining base. But the dragon is there. And another dragon. And Wallace just says, fine, I'll flame on. I'm going to take out your ground army.
Stormgate has appeared.
And NyoriE running past the Stormgate. I don't know if he's going to stop. Flame on imps wasted here. Can they? Yeah. We're going to get a little scrap around the Stormgate. This might be it, as that Stormgate could give one of these players what they need to finish this off. But the ground army right now from NyoriE is winning. Wallace has the same, is still keeping his dragon alive. These Shadow Flyers keep chasing it down, but the ground army has been wiped. Wallace back in his base. NyoriE going once again for the mining base. The imps turn a few flame on. And there's a little bit of a pincer attack there. Imps back to mining. One flame on imp being like, please let me catch up to you. Gets a little bit of AoE damage there. And NyoriE's trying to contest the Stormgate. Like I said, it still has the potential to give one of these players a very strong unit, or maybe another clone. And okay, it turns into a army battle. Oh, huge Shadow Flyer impacts. The dragon is down. This is great. And actually, Wallace is going to call good game. And what a crazy game. And thank you, Wallace, for sending that over to me.